Third time's a charm. Ignore my laundry hanging up to dry here. I don't dry giant blankets. I let them hang to dry, so that's what's happening here. I have tried to film this video 3 different times, and I have either forgot what I was doing, never came back to it, or somehow deleted it every single time. So the third time's a charm. A lot of you have been following my plan with me for the 2023-2024 school year, and have been asking, why am I changing so much curriculum, or why does it look like I'm changing so much curriculum? So that's what we're going to talk about today, is a couple of reasons why I am choosing to change as much curriculum as I am for next year. So stay tuned. Hey guys, I'm Mahaley, a homeschool mom to 4 kiddos, soon to be 5. By the time that the next school year rolls around, I will have 5 little ones. But currently I have 3 that are going to be school age or kind of doing some school, and a toddler. I have a 7-year-old who will be going into 2nd grade this fall, a 6-year-old who will be going into 1st grade this fall, a 4-year-old who technically, based on our public school system, would be going into kindergarten this fall, but we may extend her pre-K just a little bit longer. And then I have a almost 2-year-old and a baby boy who is due in March. He's due March 1st. A lot of you have asked, why am I changing so much curriculum? So I wanted to briefly talk about that, or discuss that with you guys. And I have done that by making a list of my top 3 reasons as to why I'm choosing to change curriculum. These are in no particular order. The first one being, we have used strictly The Good and the Beautiful since we started our homeschool journey, because it was very well laid out, easy for me to just pick up and go as a new homeschooling mom. But as I have found my confidence in my teaching my children abilities and my homeschool, I have realized that there are some gaps in the learning, or at least gaps for what I would like my children to learn. I'm not saying it's a terrible curriculum. It's not. It's a great curriculum. I love The Good and the Beautiful. But based on what I want my children to learn, or what I am seeing with my children, there are some gaps. So we are transitioning away from The Good and the Beautiful. I will still be using their handwriting, and you never know, we may come back to it at some point in the future. But for the time being, we are transitioning away from The Good and the Beautiful into other things. We are broadening our horizons because of that. The second reason that I'm changing so much curriculum is because I am figuring out, the second reason being that I'm figuring out who I am as a homeschooler and what I'm comfortable teaching and what I don't like teaching, and realizing what's going to fit our life better, or what's going to fit my teaching style better. And I have realized that I prefer to keep anything that is faith-based separate from, let it be its own thing. And I'm not talking just Christian faith. I'm talking any kind of religion, faith-based learning. Keep it as separate as I possibly can from our normal everyday curriculum. So I'm leaning more towards the secular homeschool style, because I don't enjoy trying to do a language arts lesson and having to stop and explain 97 faith-based things, or trying to do a math lesson and having to explain something that is not related to math at all, just to be able to get through the lesson. So that's another reason that we're swapping to a more secular curriculum this year. You will notice that when you see my exact picks coming out in the late spring, early summer. And the third reason is I'm learning my children's learning style, and what they need. I have a child who has sensory processing disorder, and I have a child who has ADHD, and I have a child who I suspect has ADHD. And so I'm making adjustments to better fit them, or what I think will better fit them. I also suspect that my 7-year-old may be dyslexic, which is very common when you have ADHD. Excuse me. Very common when you have ADHD. So I am making some changes to better fit each one of them directly, and I am learning to meet them where they're at. So that's a very important part of why I'm changing my curriculum. As I go into my specific curriculum picks and everything, I will delve more into detail about each reason that we're changing for each child. But that is just the general consensus of the top 3. That's just the general consensus of the top 3 why I'm changing so much in my homeschool this next school year. So stay tuned for all the changes. Come along with me, because you'll get to journey along with me as I try to decide if I'm doing the right thing or not. It's like picking a curriculum for your kids is one of those things where you just have to trust your gut and hope for the best, and be willing to bend as you can and where you can if something doesn't work, and be okay with change and going with the wind. So if you guys enjoyed this video, this little chat with me video, make sure you give me a thumbs up and leave a comment in the description box below. And if you're not part of our family already, make sure you hit that subscribe button.